What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers live on a Friday. Hope you're getting your weekend started with us, and we thank you for hanging out and making us the better part of your day. But last night, the game, everybody was picking the Buffalo Bills to kind of steamroll those Houston Texans. And we talked about it on the show yesterday that Houston had a really good defense. We expected the Bills to still win, but that was a big number, even though I think Mark was really felt like it was the right call with the model. And I think in the end of the day, it probably is the right call. But what happened is the Houston Texans just showed up and showed out. And Davis Mills, there's a lot of slander that was on his name. He played fine. It wasn't a great game up until halftime, really, for Davis Mills. But after that, he kind of got onto his own and found some receiving yards and finally found the end zone with a lot of his players. But today on the show, we're getting into our 12-pack of plays, so make sure you buckle up, hunker down, because we might have an extra one. So a baker's dozen coming to you today. Maybe kind of baker's dozen. You'll see here in just a few minutes. And as we get through all of our plays, we're also going to have a shoot your shot where you can get a chance into the saloon again. You can be like Miss Kim White, who's collected all the Pokemon that there are out there as she gets into the saloon a third time. Mark still isn't in. It's funny to me because I'm in, but Mark, not so funny for him. But let's take a look back how we did yesterday, and it was a complete sweep. It was 3-0 for the good guys. Rob wasn't here, but he still put in a play, and we cashed on all 3 tickets. So let's go ahead and say hello to the fellas. Marky Model over here. I think you beat me yesterday in our little parlay challenge. I went head to head, and I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have listened to the people when they said Shaver, Paver, Haver, whatever the dude's name is. He didn't catch a pass.
No, he did not. But you know what? Listen, we live and we learn. I'm just glad. Look, brand new day, brand new weekend, and we're coming into this one with 3 green check marks from yesterday. What is not to like about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel good about that. And if you're paying attention to what we're doing over on our YouTube page, we have put out a lot of shorts because, as Joe says in the comments, looks like I have 11 million shorts to watch today. But yes, we put out our NFL Overdrive, which you can see in the top right of the corner. You can scan that QR code. It'll send you straight to the Google form. But we did put out a lot of shorts. We had a lot of fun last night. Maybe not a lot of fun cutting them and clipping them, but a lot more fun recording them. And the guy who missed the show yesterday tried to do a work job. Like, who does their job anymore? What's up, Rob?
What's up, fellas? Yeah, hey, I gotta show up for the guys who pay me, right? I mean, y'all pay me okay, but the other place pays me a little bit more, so I gotta met their beck and call. But yeah, hey, I love it. Davis Mills, like you said, played great, and your reward is you're gonna get to sit on the bench next week, and CJ Stroud's gonna start. So congrats.
Wow. Like CJ Stroud is fine, but man, I think that offense could look better with Davis Mills. I don't know what y'all think, but I think I'm kind of at that point. And you killed it on Shakira last night. I got the text message, Shakira, very early on in the game, and I knew, okay, he must have had a big catch. And it was like boom, boom, and went over, and he flew over. He had 100 plus, right?
I think he did. Yeah, it was in the fourth quarter. He got that long catch. I was like, please get in, because I had him as my pay dirt candidate too. So I was really wanting him to get in. But yeah, I'll take that solo bet.
No doubt. All right. Well, I have to ask because we're going to follow up on what we talked about yesterday, Mark, and it was Josh Allen, the NFL MVP. Now, how do we feel? Is there any chance he can come back from what happened last night?
Look, I think Josh Allen and I thought you were going Survivor and Alex are in the same boat. They've both been voted out. It is no longer Josh Allen's. I think that he did everything he could to make the case against him last night.
No doubt. And that's kind of what we're looking at within this NFL season. Everything seems to always change. And if we see Patrick Mahomes get a big win this weekend, it could start going in his favor. But maybe Dallas just runs the table and Dak Prescott's the MVP, Robbie. Or is that possible?
I mean, like they say in WWE, nothing's impossible, right? Anything can happen. I wouldn't put money on that unless you maybe got a couple bucks you just want to burn. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's no chance we're doing that. All right, well, let's look at what's happening today. Is there anything going on that the people need to watch, Mark? Because there's a lot of content that's happening. Is there anything out there you're like, hey, Friday night, this is a big slate. Where are you going? What are you watching?
Yeah. Normally, I would have had a whole list of things for you. I think that tonight is one of those weird nights where we weirdly don't have a whole lot going on. I would say the NBA Cup matches that have taken place tonight. I think there's a couple really good games there. But like even hockey's going to be a slow one on the schedule tonight. So
it's a weird slate tonight overall in all sports. Like there's no big matchups for the, I guess, NCAA football. There's none of that. NBA, you have the Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets playing. Other than that, there's not really that big of a matchup. Robbie, is there anything that you're trying to sink your teeth into tonight?
Yeah, into some protein bars and watching the road because I'm going to be heading to Florida. Now, I will be listening to some hockey because I am a degenerate and I love the sport. So I will try to be listening. The Winnipeg Jets are going to be without Connor Hellebuck for probably 4 to 6 weeks. So if you had some Jet stock, that just went down. Without him, that's a totally different team. So I'd like to see how they respond tonight and going to try to get some props up. As you guys know, I've been out in Nashville all day. I would rather one of you guys kick me in the nuts and have to drive to Nashville and back, if I'm completely honest. So I've had to deal with that this morning. So now I'll be dealing with it tonight heading to Florida. But other than that, I'm going to be listening to hockey, not watching.
Yeah, I don't know how to even respond to that at this point. All I heard was kick me in the nuts. And
listen, I think the appropriate follow-up to that kick me in the nuts is the Mavericks Pelicans game.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's who actually is worse.
I would say the Pelicans are the worst, but you look at the Mavs, like they have Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, he missed. He
missed with an illness. It wasn't nothing to do with an injury. It was an illness. A lot of people are getting sick, and you're seeing that a lot in the NBA. But also, it's an excuse for a day off, whether they're sick or not. A lot of times, what happens if they have an illness? Guess where they get to hang out? At the house. Even at the game, they get to stay at home because it's an illness, right? So you get a full, complete day off. You don't have to come up to the arena, and so it gives these guys like a true day off where you just can like hunker down your home and talk to nobody, which if I was like a famous person, that would be like the ultimate prize. Like you get to stay home and talk to nobody. Right. You're welcome. So
I'd be ill as well if I had to play for the Mavericks right now.
So. Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst. All right, but there is some games happening tonight, and we have plays on it. So let's go ahead and start on the rink. We're going to start on the rink here. Robbie, what you got on Friday?
Yeah, small slate, but you know what? I'm going to go to the past and the present and possibly future. I'm going to take Connor Bedard and Sidney Crosby both to get a point. Love this number at -104. Bedard had a game last night where he clearly got a penalty. He should have had a point last night, but he didn't. He's averaging 4 to 6 shots on goal a game. He is the engine that runs that Chicago Blackhawks team. Love for him to try to get a point tonight. And then Sid the Kid, he's had all week off after dominating my Preds last Sunday over in Sweden. So I'd like for him to get a point against the Minnesota Wild team that's just leaking goals right now. I think you can take 2 of the best in the league, put them in for a point at -104. Love this spot for them tonight.
I roll into the college hardwood here. We're going to go with the Duke Blue Devils team total over 92.5 at -115. Look, Duke has been a home team 4 times to start this season. One of them, technically, they were listed as the home team. It actually took place at Madison Square Garden, so not in Cameron Arena. In all the games that they've played on campus, they've cleared it 95, 100, and 114 in those 3 games. The first halves have been just as explosive. I love this. They're playing a Niagara team that just doesn't have the athleticism or the depth to survive 40 minutes of Duke's relentless. They're unrelenting in their defense, and their offense does not slow up. Give me them to get over 93 points.
I would expect Duke's opponent, Mark, to fall this weekend. Don't you think so as well?
They do have a history of falling. And there's been a lot of people who have jumped over that with them, just trying to be big fans of the falls.
Yeah, I agree completely. And, honestly, that was riveting information. And so I hope everybody understands where we're going with those because they're playing Niagara And who knows anything? There's nothing that's peaking up because it's not the other Niagara, if you know what I mean. Like it's not that area. And so, yes, it is the falls and not going up. Yeah. Sorry. That was a terrible joke. And if you know what I'm referring to, hopefully you do. It's a Friday. It's before Thanksgiving week. We're having some fun. I might be delirious. I literally have been just the stupid cutting and clipping that we're getting ourselves into with these shorts, but I think that they're paying off. It's been fun. I don't feel like I moved from this chair all day, so maybe I'm going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to Saturday because Robbie, I look at this Saturday slate. There's nothing like jumping off. Obviously, there are some big games, but there's a lot of SEC teams that are taking off this weekend and playing some cupcakes. Is there anything that you're looking for or excited to watch this weekend?
Yeah, I may actually be at the Tennessee-Florida game. I don't think it's going to go well for my Gators, so watching that crap on TV is going to be hard enough. So just going to the game and being there live, I don't know if I'll do that. I'm sure I can probably find something else better to do in Florida. But I will be paying attention to that game because, I like punishment and I like being miserable. So I'm going to watch that game and see what happens. It is in the swamp. They haven't won there in a long time. And honestly, if they can't get the W tomorrow, they never will.
Yeah. I feel bad for everybody involved, but who knows? Next year is always another year, right? We'll see. Mark, what's going on for your Saturday? Because what I say, the SEC is off a lot of games, but there is still some good games out there to watch.
Yeah, it's I am in a can't lose scenario with a game that's taking place on Saturday, and I'm talking about the Syracuse Orangemen taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I'm an actual alum of Syracuse. I mean, it's not just fake fandom. It's my school. The fake fandom comes from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I have absolutely zero ties to Notre Dame. Just have always followed their football team. So, look, they play each other. I'm hoping that the Orange can keep it close. I doubt it, but it kind of is a segue into like the SEC taking on these cupcakes because Notre Dame is in a difficult situation where they have to win and they have to win big. And I think the line on this is already at 26.5. Do you think that for those schools, the SEC schools who are scheduling cupcakes at this point, do you think if they don't win like by 50 or 60 points, do they actually hurt themselves at this point in the year?
Rob?
I don't. I think that because the ones that are in there, you're looking at A&M, Georgia, not Bama anymore after last week, Oklahoma. I think they've solidified themselves enough that it doesn't really matter. A good win, like a big win, would look good, but I don't think it's going to kill them if they, win like a 32-12 type of game, something like that. I do want to mention, I got to shout out. You shout out your school. I got to shout out my school. Austin P. Governors Hockey plays the Ole Miss Rebels this weekend. And I am sick that I can't be there in my Gators hockey jersey to chirp all those jackasses from Ole Miss because they really think they're going to keep Lane Kiffin. But I will cheer them on from the beach.
Yeah. I do want to hit on Lane Kiffin in just a second because I think that's interesting. I'm curious if we do actually see him leave and what that narrative is going to be surrounding him. Will he take – is it about the money? We'll get into all of that. But I do want to look at one game. I know USC goes on the road to go to Oregon. I know it's not exactly that far on the road. I think that's an important game. The line is 10.5, though, for Oregon. The SEC game I like, other than Florida and Tennessee, which is always one in our household. I know yours as well, Robbie. But I'm looking at Missouri, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 6.5. Oklahoma is legitimately in the college playoffs. Missouri is a really good team.
Yeah.
And so when I look at that matchup, that's one of the sneaky matchup. It's probably going to be a top 3 game. It could be the game of the day just because that is a really tight matchup. Mark, are you excited at all to watch that, and will you be watching it?
Listen, my brother went to Mizzou. My family lives in Columbia. Mm-hmm. They are all over this thing. And Missouri is one of those teams that has stayed pretty consistently under the radar this season, yet they have been sneakily really, really good. I actually like Missouri to pull off an upset here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, man, I've been Boomer Sooner and been right 2 out of the 2 times, but I'm with Mark on this one. I think Missouri I think it's a trappy game for Oklahoma. I really do. John Mateer is awesome. I'll give him his flowers. He's good, but this is a trappy game, I think, for Oklahoma against Missouri. I agree with Mark on this one.
That shocks me. I don't envision that happening at all. I think that yes, Missouri's good. Like their coach Drinkowitz is a good coach, but honestly I don't see how they go into Norman and win. That's the biggest thing. Is it's at Oklahoma. If it was at in Columbia, then yes, absolutely. But I don't see how that happens. So we'll see. We'll see. But it should be a good game overall. But we do have some plays on Saturday, and there's a lot of questions coming into the chat. We appreciate that. There's different plays. Tosh just puts one in here. Let's go ahead and get through our Saturday plays, and then we'll discuss maybe some breaking news. Pacheco being out for the Chiefs. That could be interesting. But let's go ahead and go to Saturday. We have a play and a half, kind of, Mark.
Well, I know I got one play. Interested in what the half play now is. Look, I'm taking the Houston Cougars on the money line here. Houston is 5-2 in the Big 12, and they're still fighting for a title shot here. This is a very high level of urgency spot for them, especially playing at home. They're taking on TCU, and to be honest, TCU has become one-dimensional in their offensive attack. They cannot run the ball, which makes playing and defending them a much simpler task when half of the offense you don't have to worry about. They watch the Cougars shut down their air attack, and I'd love for Houston to get the home win here and keep their title hopes alive.
All right, well, let's go to Saturday, and we're going to go to a school that if you're a Tennessee person, you know about UT Martin, the Skyhawks. Well, I don't know if you know this, but they have a damn good basketball team now. And if you see all those question marks, yes, I have questions for all of the sports books. Why don't we have lines out yet? But UT Martin is set up to take on a team that I think it's Pacific or I can't even remember who it is exactly now because my prayer review. We don't even know who prayer review is, but they're going to take on prayer review. Prayer review. That's a terrible thing to say, but yes, I think that they roll on them. And so the reason I'm giving this out is watch the lines when they come out, because right when they come out, that's going to be your best line if you can watch for it. It should come out later today if it hasn't just popped out here a few minutes ago. So go ahead and take UT Martin. Whatever the line is, I promise you they're going to roll by 25 plus. They're one of the best teams. So this is going to be your half point or your half play this week. So I don't have any lines. I have nothing to give you, but UT Martin is legitimately going to be an NCAA March Madness team this year, and they're going to upset somebody in the first round. I'm telling you, I'm just bet on it now. They're that good. So it's going to be interesting.
If you'd like, I've got the model sims.
Sweet. What is it?
For the game. Tennessee Martin has an 84.3% chance of winning this game straight up. 79-68.
I bet they win by 25 points.
Okay.
Just telling you, like, that team is so good. They're nobody that lives in America. And so that was his strategy, is to spend that NIL money overseas. And he brought in all these Europeans that play, obviously, a more disciplined style of basketball. And so they're all brought in, and they just completely overhauled the team, and they're so good. I'm telling you, go look at their roster. It will make you laugh. It's like Jokic or Radonovich and Visovich. And then I'm like, who the hell are these guys? But they're killing it.
How did IHOP not jump on this for marketing?
They should have.
And did they get the same funding as UTEP? Are they getting the same funding as UTEP?
They might have. But if you look at what Illinois did, and Brad Underwood, the coach there, he went out and got some Europeans because honestly, he just said they have a higher floor, lower ceiling type of a player. So they're not like the freak athletes, but they're also going to stay there 2 and 3 years, maybe 4 years for you, instead of running, and going straight to the NBA. So they're like above an average college player, but they're not good enough to be an NBA player because their ceiling is lower. And so, yes, that's how they're going to be good. And that's what they're doing over at UT Martin. So he was a former D2 coach. Anyway, you'll know about it, and if you start following them, they're going to keep cashing for us. All right. So before we get to Sunday, let's go ahead and listen to Seabass as we then break down some of our NFL talk and all that jazz.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors: original, hot, and no salt. That's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
All right, let's get to Sunday. And we had Kim put over into the chat here just a few minutes ago that looks like Isaiah Pacheco is officially being ruled out. And so that's very important, obviously, for the Chiefs. Robbie, does this change anything about your thoughts on the Chiefs this weekend?
Not as much, just because he hasn't been as utilized, right? And he's been kind of banged up. It's still pretty much been the Kareem Hunt show for Kansas City. So it's good when he's there because it gives you another look. But as far as a detriment, I don't think it's going to be a huge detriment to him.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, same. That's not going to take away from what the Chiefs can do offensively. I think if anything, it does, okay, so you don't have him as a decoy or for different looks. But other than that, it's not going to slow the Chiefs down at all.
Well, they're favored 3.5 over the Colts. I know it's at home, and I know it's at Arrowhead. Like, I don't know why that is. Like 3.5, like you're obviously on the wrong side of a field goal hook, Mark. So do you still think that? I don't know what the model shows on that one, but it just doesn't make sense. I know Pacheco's not a big piece of their offense necessarily, but he is a piece of it. Like, he's not a guy that's going to be thriving like if Mahomes was out, but he's still a big piece of that. Is the model changing or adjusting for that by any chance?
No, in fact, I just checked from what it did this morning to right now, and even now, the model has the Chiefs winning by 5. So if you like the Chiefs here, jump on that -3. There's -3 at some books, so you can play it without the hook. But I would grab it now.
Rob?
Wow. I just don't see, like, that secondary for Indianapolis is so damn good. And Kansas City already doesn't have a good running back between Kareem Hunt and Pacheco. It's not a dominant running back. So they're going to have to throw, and they're going to have to try to do something. I mean, when you have Patrick Mahomes, who else would you rather have to go up against him, right? But I don't know, man. I know it's in KC, but I like Indy in this one. I really like Indy in this one.
Yeah, I know going into Arrowhead it's tough, right? Because they have a decent home field advantage, but in all honesty, I don't think it's like a crazy place. Like, oh my God, like the weather's going to be good across the board. Like, there's one game, just because I look at field goals, especially the outdoor games and Mark, the indoor games. Sometimes you got to check the weather, but the outdoor games, there's nothing. The worst ones in Chicago, and it's like got a 10-mile-an-hour wind. That's it. Well, I think that's okay. So it should be a beautiful weekend. And so that even the dogs are barking. I think the Colts, because the dogs are barking, I think that's a sign, Mark. And so I don't know how you feel. I know the model says one way, but your dogs are barking. So I think that we got to go with the Colts.
I actually like the Colts. I think that I think the Colts, if you're getting the points, take the Colts.
Okay.
Joe does make a great point about Daniel Jones. That's the only other thing that scares me with Indianapolis.
But so I know that they have a decent front, and so they could, I guess, hinder, Jonathan Taylor a little bit. But I still think that we're going to get, in all honesty, we're going to get a decent game out of Jonathan Taylor one way or the other. Like, they're going to lean on him, and as long as Daniel Jones doesn't hurt you, I think they're still fine. But I don't know how. I don't know how Daniel Jones doesn't start to play well. He started playing bad, and I think sometimes when you start playing bad, you correct some things and start the trajectory up. I don't think his slide continues this week. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited about that game just overall. I think it'll be one of the best games. Rob, is there another game that you're looking at or targeting this weekend?
Oh, not really a game, but you were bringing up some breaking news. Bucky Irving has more than just an injury going on. I saw that was reported that there's some other things behind the scenes going on, so he may not even play for the Bucks again this season. And that's all they're really letting out. They're not letting out any other information. Also, Aaron Rodgers was limited at practice today, and he's not officially ruled out for Sunday now either. So you may get Aaron Rodgers. You definitely won't be getting Bucky Irving this weekend and potentially the rest of the year.
Wow. That would be nuts. I saw that. I don't think it was Tom Pelissero. I don't know who it was that came out with that information about Bucky, but they said that there's something going on behind the scenes that's more than just an injury, which is crazy because at that point, Rachaad White is their lead back, which he's not that great of a back, and so that's going to hurt Tampa for sure. All right, Mark, why do people need to go watch Cowboys and Eagles? That's your favorite game, I know.
Why do they have to go watch the Cowboys and Eagles? Because, well, first of all, I think if the Cowboys are going to make it to the playoffs, it's because Dak Prescott's going to be the league MVP. And it starts with this game. He's just got to show out.
Yeah, that's I love that analogy, or just thought provoking. All the questions and the answers that you gave us in that one, very, very, very good. All right, what are you watching this weekend? What game are you targeting the most?
To be honest, I really like some underdogs here. I like well, not necessarily underdogs. I like Chicago Bears. I think I'll get to that in a second. The Atlanta Falcons. This is a horrible game. It's the Falcons and Saints. But for whatever reason, the model has this thing as a very tight. I mean, it's literally 22-22 is the model projection on this game, which we're talking about the Saints, right? To me, that begs to go in and delve into that a little bit further and see if there's some edges, some advantage to really take advantage of in the target.
So I'm just going to speak for Joe. I think we should all take the favorites in this week.
No. I just said no. Yeah, I actually.
I know.
Yeah, give me the Colts and the points. That's an underdog.
We know. That's what we're saying. We're fading you, Mark, because anytime you say something about the underdog, yeah, no chance. All right, so we're going the opposite way. What if you're all on all these underdogs? Yeah, we're going the other way.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, we do have some questions in here before we get to our picks just overall, but looks like that Scott is saying the Titans over the Seahawks. Is that one of your dogs?
Ooh, no.
Because if so, your dog is sick.
No. Hell no. let me be clear. No. I just saw the numbers.
That's a dead dog. That's
yeah.
No.
Yeah, that is a dead dog. We're gonna get to Scott's got another one asking about the Survivor and Rob. We're gonna end the show on that one if that's okay with you. Let's go ahead and get to this one. Scott's got another one. Is how about I don't know if this is Simmons. Is it Simone Fontecchio? It's got to be Fontecchio.
Fontecchio.
I don't know how the Bulls guard the three-pointer. I'm not gonna lie, Scott. I love Fontecchio and he's been hot. I haven't looked into how they guard the three-pointer just because I just haven't delved into NBA. Fridays are weird in all sports. And so a lot of times I limit myself on Fridays, not going to lie. Fridays are weird to me. I've never been good on Fridays for whatever reason. But yes, that could be a shot worth taking for sure. But he's been scoring at a high rate for sure.
I would not.
Okay.
I would. So they're playing Miami. Excuse me, Chicago.
The Bulls.
Yep, he's playing Chicago. Chicago's 7th best at defending three-pointers for
there you go.
Strong forwards. And also Fontecchio has kind of had a drop-off as of late. He's, let's see. I take that back. No, he hasn't. When he plays the Bulls, he's only cleared it once.
Yeah. Well, that because it's last year, I don't worry about too much because obviously these teams change and Fontecchio didn't really play a whole lot. Him being hot and him, getting up the three-pointers is great. I just don't know if I trust because of this season, if they play, really good on the three-point line, I think that they will match up fairly well against them. So I would be careful there. I think you can catch a over 1.5 three-pointers live in the game is how I would target that. at probably even odds
Oh,
compared to playing the plus 138 because he's a bench player. So as long as he doesn't come in right away and hit one right when he walks into the game, which you could, you're going to get a really good number over 1.5 instead of over 2.5 for the whole game because he's only playing a 17, 20 minutes. So,
and he has cleared 2
yes.
in 6 straight.
Yep. I like the 2 much better. And that's why it's minus like 174. That's why you can't play it. Another NBA questions. Khalil Ware, 20.5 points and rebounds. This dude is dominating right now. So Rich, I just want to share that with everybody. I know it's just kind of a blanket statement there, but Khalil Ware has been amazing. So yes, you should take him. We do have another one. This is from TJ. The Penguins 1+ power play goal minus 115. Rob, a good look.
Yes, because Crosby's on that top line. I've got him for a point. I think that's how it comes tonight is on that power play. So absolutely.
All right. Bruins team total over 2.5 at plus 100. Anybody?
Tough. LA's tough, and it's in LA. I know Nate had David Pasternak as a goal scorer. I looked at him too this morning. That's a tough one too because LA can be sneaky good defensively, especially at home. So that's a tough one, man. I don't really want to tell you yes or no because that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's even money for a reason, right?
Right.
It's just tough.
Yeah.
It's just tough because over 2.5 goals is not a lot, but the fact that it's even money is the first thing that jumped out to me. And I don't even know anything about hockey other than what y'all tell me to know. And so, yes, I would say that's a scary line.
Well, the Kings are going to have Darcy Kumper in goal, and he has been lights out, especially at home. He guy's a wall. Him and Spencer Knight of the Chicago Blackhawks on their home ice have been absolutely dominant. And that's who cashed our Seattle to go scoreless in the first last night.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I know we have a lot of other stuff on the ice. We do have. Looks like it was Nate saying Pasternak. Is it knock or knack?
Pasternak.
Yep.
Anytime
goal plus 130 plus money because. And I like you share the information. You know, Pasta without a goal the last 3 games is an auto play. I think is good. Good.
He
look.
makes a great point. He makes a great point. It's just the Kings defense. I wish it was somebody other than the Kings because I know just what looking at Twitter the other day, a lot of people have Pasta as a goal scorer. Kind of like home runs. It's usually the day after when they score a goal too. So you got 2 narratives working in your favor with that. I don't hate it. It's just that's a tricky one to play.
Okay. All right. Well, we did have a question here from Kim. Xavier plus 10.5 against Georgia. This has to be college basketball, neutral court. Any thoughts? Any idea what the model might say there?
That's what I am looking up now.
I wonder why they're playing a neutral court. It must be one of those like a holiday game.
Holiday tournaments. Is that tonight or tomorrow?
You got me. I can't ask her that quickly. She'll tell us in about 30 seconds after the delay is removed. I don't even know. I haven't even followed Xavier or Georgia. And we can come back to it. It says 5 o'clock, so it must be tonight.
Yeah. Tonight at 9.
Tonight at 9.
Yes.
All right. No clue whose 9 that is, but we'll figure it out for you. I would say Xavier Shriners. Okay. Let me tell you about the Shriners, the Charleston Classic. Okay, this place is like a super small gym, and if you know anything about ball, the main thing you want to make sure you know is the how big the gym is. So when college kids go to the NBA, a lot of times they don't shoot as well because the arenas are bigger because they're not used to playing. The depth perception is off, right? And so you can look at these games and be like, oh my God, you know, they're not, when they go to these big gyms, like in the regionals and the tournament, they don't shoot as well early on. It's changed a lot lately, right? Because they do play in these big arenas. But this Charleston Classic is the old school gym. It is super small. And I swear to God, like people light it up at the Charleston Classic. So I don't know if either one of these teams is any good at shooting 3-pointers, but if somebody is good at shooting 3-pointers, pick that team because this gym is just so small and tiny. I think it would be a great look for sure. But what does the model say?
Well, Taj,
Well, okay. Just tell what Todd says.
Todd says he has a play on that up on JustinStatsSports.com. Head on over there. Use promo code DATA100. Why? Because you're going to get your first month 50% off. It's a great proposition value. Actually, the model has Xavier covering the 10
There you go.
10.5.
They must be a better shooting, like just in general. They must be good at shooting 3-point. I don't know that, but I think that'd be something. I forgot about the Charleston Classic. Every year when they play in it, everybody lights it up for the overs.
And to your point, we saw that happen when Duke played Kansas at Madison Square Garden. The total on that was at 159.5, and you would expect these two teams can put that up in a heartbeat. The final came in at 141.
Yeah.
It's just it's a different depth perception.
Yeah. And that honestly, that's what hurts Duke in general. They play in Cameron Indoor. If you know where Cameron Indoor is, it's literally probably the double the size of your house. And that's where the court is with all the people. It's not big. It's not big at all. It looks like a barn when you walk in. It's very small, old school. So they shoot so well because the depth perception, there's really nothing there. Right. There's nothing behind it. So it's really good. Anyway, we'll get into all these other ones. We hit on a lot of stuff, but we want to make sure we get you our main plays for Sunday. So let's go ahead and start this thing off. And it looks like I'm up first. So let me go ahead and give you two of my plays that I have so far. I'm going to go with Cairo Santos over the 1.5 field goals. It's at -115. He's cashed in 6 of the last 7 games. Pittsburgh allows 2+ in 9 of the 10 games. But mainly it's 7 straight games for Pittsburgh. With or without Rodgers, it doesn't matter to me. I think the Bears continue to move the ball down the field, get stuck enough, stall enough for him to have 2+ field goals. And then we're going to go with a juicy one here at Nick Folk over 1.5 field goals at +145. Folks had 2+ field goals in 8 of the last 10 games on the season. So why is it +145? Well, he didn't have any last week, because their offense sucks. But he did have 7 straight leading up into that. But they faced Baltimore, who's allowed 2+ field goal attempts in 9 of 10, and then 8 straight. And so I like Nick Folk at a plus money shot. I'm going to go ahead and take it. And yes, that's 2 of my 4, Joe. I still have 2 more coming. Let's go to Rob.
Sorry, Peter was Mark. Here I go. Nice. Here it is. Tyler Warren, 10+ receiving yards in the first quarter. I got this at +110, and I gave this to you guys on Wednesday when we're going over Robbie's radar as well. I love this play for Warren. He's accomplished this in every game but 2 this season. Kansas City's defense has allowed this in every game but 2 this season. If Indy wants to get going, Daniel Jones has got to go to his first read, got to get Warren going early, keep them on their toes so that they can't just focus on JT. Love this spot. I think it's at now 10.5 at -115. Don't hate that. You might even find a book that can bring it back down to 10. You're going to be looking at maybe -130. I would play this up to maybe 13 or 14 yards in the first quarter, but 10+ at +110. Give me that all day. Second play, gave him out this week on Robbie's radar. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I took his alt line at 90+ receiving yards at -130 just to be safe, but I think this is worth a ladder. A lot of this has to do with what Sam Darnold did last week, which was absolutely nothing. He stunk up the joint. I think they're going to get his confidence up. I think JSN has a big touchdown, maybe 2, against this Titans defense. Love both of these spots for both these guys on Sunday.
Keep Sunday rolling. I'm going to go with a little bear down action. That's right. We're taking Chicago Bears -2.5 at -110. Chicago's won 7 of 8, and they finally look like they are getting a offense that is starting to function under Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Williams has only had 4 interceptions. He's got 16 total touchdowns, and the offense right now is ranking number 4 in yards and number 8 in scoring. Took me a while to get on the Bears bandwagon, but here I am. Pittsburgh comes into this. They've got a really hard decision to make. Either go with a banged up Aaron Rodgers, or you're throwing out Mason Rudolph. In my opinion, either one's a bad choice. Give me the Bears to cover. Love this spot for them. Then I'm taking Jacksonville Jaguars. Why? Because cats eat birds, and they're playing the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's lost 7 of the last 8, and yes, I know they have Jacoby running at the quarterback position now. Doesn't matter. They lost to a Titans team that is just 1-9. This Arizona team sucks. Give me Jacksonville to get a very, very convincing road win here.
I don't know what a Raider is, but I will take a Raider to eat a Brown any day of the week here since we're doing all these. So I'm going to go Daniel Carlson over the 1.5 field goals. It's at minus 135, which is a little juicy than normal. But the reason I'm targeting this game is Shedeur Sanders. He's not good. I don't believe in him in general. They're not going to move the ball down the field enough to where they'll run away from the Raiders here. The Raiders offense is horrible, but they're going to stay close enough. It's inside. So as we all know, perfect weather conditions. We're feeling good there. Cleveland's allowed 2+ field goal attempts in 8 of 10 with a streak of 5 right now with 2+ attempts. So I like Daniel Carlson to cash. This is my favorite play of the entire weekend. I was waiting for it. It was delayed in coming out. I would assume it's because of Shedeur Sanders, but it just came out this morning, and it came out as minus 135. Let's go to that other game, the game that cats do eat the birds, and it's Cam Little over 1.5 field goals at minus 113. Little's had 3+ made field goals back-to-back weeks since their bye until last week. He didn't have any. Why? Let's ask Mark. Why didn't they? Oh, because they played the Chargers, and the Chargers suck, and they scored every time that they damn near had the ball at every possession. And so because of that, they didn't kick any field goals. They never had to stall out because the Chargers suck once again. Now they face Arizona, and they go face them at home. They've allowed 2+ attempts, 8 of 10 games. They have a streak of 4 games at 2+ attempts. I like these plays with Cam Little and Daniel Carlson to cash for us this week. All right, we got Rob coming up.
There we go. Slim Reaper time. Look, it was hard. It was a really hard choice between Devontae or CeeDee Lamb and Jameson Williams. I think this is my favorite play of the bunch, though. And this is why I think that Devontae Smith's line should have been around 60 to 61.5. And getting this at 57 at BetMGM at minus 115 just feels like a gift. It was all A.J. Brown last week. Everybody knows him and Jalen Hurts have whatever going on. Seems to be A.J. has a good week. Devontae has a good week. Well, Devontae's about to have a great week because the Cowboys can't cover anything. We've talked about them ad nauseum this season. The last time these two teams met last season, I'm not counting game 1 because the Phillies had a hangover, but last season he went for 100+ and 2 touchdowns. His longest touchdown was 49 yards. I love every prop for Devontae Smith this week, and I think he absolutely eats in what should be a great game against the Cowboys.
It definitely should be a great game for sure, and we do have a question on the NFL Overdrive on that game, and we have these all out in shorts now, so they're more bite-sized. We had a ton of fun making them, and so I think it'll be a good way for us to gain some traction with us, and so we can bring in more people, but also a way to just kind of put it out there and spread them out instead of just one big bulk. So if you want to play the NFL Overdrive, it's up to $60 because we've won 3 weeks in a row and now 3 months membership. So we're counting on Rob to show up at some point, but it has not happened. We don't know.
I did good I did good early on. I've just,
just not in a while. Guys. I agree.
Yeah. I don't know.
Scan the QR code, see if you can beat Rob. You won't beat me or Mark, but you'll beat Rob more than likely. All you do is scan the QR code and go take you over to that Google Drive. All right, let's shoot our shot.
I have no comeback. I have no comeback for that.
You did win the Shoot Your Shot championship.
I did.
All right, let's look at the saloon here, and we have another new entry. And if you heard this before, her name is Kimberly White. We're tired of it. We know you are too.
Stop us if you've heard this one.
She gets into the saloon again. Shocker. She's building up her own line at the bottom. We're eventually going to move everybody else up and just let her take over the bottom.
She's going to have her own slide.
Yeah. We're going to put ours on there, and then we're going to do another one just for her. Just here you go. We'll see. All right. Well, this is what we have. If your name's on here, shout out to you. Mark's name isn't. He hopes to get in one day, but he has struggled to get in completely. So let's go ahead and see what we're all playing today. Robbie, you're the first one on the panel. It's your turn first.
Yeah, I'm going to go when it loads because I have a lagging problem here. I'm not saying the name that you put on there. I'm going with the real Slim Reaper. With a real Slim Reaper, please stand up. Yes, he will, and he will score first at plus 1,000.
Behind the scenes, I did not, on purpose, did not show Robbie the nickname because he said, oh, I know his nickname because they know that I put nicknames up on here. And it was just a Rob Dar fella. So he's going to get in plus 1,000 at the first tutter.
That's going on the next mug. The next time you get into the saloon, Rob Dar is going on the mug.
You guys should have seen me in Chattanooga when you did that whole segment and you changed the graphic to that. I may have said some F-bombs when I looked at that. It's like, yeah, so my coworker that was with me is like, why are you cussing? And I was like, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know about the saloon. You ain't in, brother. All right. Well, I'm going to go with a first quarter truck. His name is Tyler Warren. His nickname is Truck for whatever reason. They say he's built like a truck. I don't know. Maybe he's Chevy. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm going to kind of synergy it up with Robbie here. He's going over the first quarter. So the first quarter tutter here with Tyler Warren at plus 1,300. This dude's always active early in the games. They're going against the Chiefs. The Chiefs suck. So I think that we get a touchdown here from Tyler Warren. So I'm liking my chances. I'll be in twice now. Still behind Kimberly, but I'll be in twice. It'll be great. Mark?
Do I understand this correctly? You're calling it for him to get the first touchdown and for that first touchdown to be in the first quarter?
I am not. I'm just saying the first touchdown. I just said synergy with Rob because he's got to play on it.
All right.
I think we've all shot our shot on Tyler Warren, and he's let us down every time. Good luck, DG.
That truck is broken.
My truck is stuck.
Can't get my truck out the mud. I'm going with not a Swiftie. Yeah. Kyle.
You can't even say it.
I can't say it.
You can't even.
How do you say his name? I'm going with Kyle M.
Manunga.
Oh, my nun guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all need a nun guy. We all need a nun guy in our life. Yeah, I'm going with Kyle. Why? Because dude gets looks for the in the red zone. I love where he has scored in the last 5 games. He scored the first touchdown in 2 of those. And Chicago has got the first touchdown in 4 of the last 5 games. So I love this spot for him.
Who gave you this play?
Did you just say Duke?
No, I didn't say Duke.
You said Duke.
Chicago.
Chat, help me out. I know he said Duke.
I don't know if he said dude. I don't know.
I said dude.
Uh-oh.
Dude gets the looks, not Duke.
Okay. I'm crying. I literally am crying. It's so funny because I just want to know who gave you this pick. At this point, you don't even know his name. I maybe the only reason you know he's a Bear is because I put the helmet up there. Like, are we sure that you know who this guy plays for or who he is?
All right, full disclosure. I asked Miss White, who would she pick?
Hey,
no, I didn't. No, I did not
believe that.
I did not.
Believe that.
I did not, Joe. Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get in the saloon, and Joe's going to go, "No, you didn't. You stole that pick. That is a on my own pick. I didn't get that from anybody else."
Yeah. Well, we do have a correction. Just want to be fair. That Joe says he did say "dude gets it," and it sounded like Duke. So we'll be here on it. So. All right, let's go ahead and look at it as this thing is off the rails and way longer than normal. But listen, I'm having fun, and we're all, it's the last one before we won't have a show next week. Monday will be our only show next week as we break down the Monday night matchup, which it's the Panthers and the 49ers. Is that right?
Don't sleep on that game.
Should we just skip it?
Game.
I'm kidding. All right, let's look at everybody else's picks there for the saloon because I know we did have a bunch that came in, and so I don't know. Here it is. I knew Miss Kim's. Here we go. Plus 1,700 again. My God, and she's cashed these. T. Higgins, Jaylen Warren, Travis Etienne, and George Pickens anytime tutters plus 1744. Rob, good play.
I don't like any Etienne brothers or Etienne, however you say it. The others I like. I just can't bet on any of those guys named Etienne.
He'll probably score 4 this weekend at this point.
100%. So it's probably a good play.
All right. So I don't know who Be More Terp is. I think we know. I don't know.
Tony.
Is
That's
it Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because everybody's names have changed.
Right.
So I figured it was Tony because it was Baltimore or whatever. Anyway, taking his son first Ravens game, which is going to be awesome. Obviously, it'll be a good game, right? And so that's important too. But sharing the memories with your kiddo, no matter how old he is always awesome. But honestly, sharing a first saloon shot for Keaton Mitchell. Hold on, last TD at plus 1900. What are we doing here?
Hey, they don't have to have first touchdowns like us. It can be anything. I don't mind that.
Big fan. Look. That's a very different look. I honestly, I don't even know who Keaton Mitchell is.
If that's autocorrect.
I don't know. We can go look at it. But if it is the last TD, calling your shot on the last TD is like that's more impressive than the first TD.
That gets Tony and his son into the
It could now. Yeah, it could be the last because Baltimore may be up by so much that Keaton's getting the work in the end because I think he's running back for Baltimore. So that's could be why he's picking the last touchdown.
I don't know. But yes, as Kevin's saying, that is next level. Joe says the last TD is a common bet. And Tony's saying, Mitchell, King Henry's backup. So by all means. I'm kind of shocked. I was reading through it. I saw first TD or I saw TD. I was no big deal. And then as I was going through it, I see that I'm like, all right. So
I'd be interested in where that is because I don't like it's not on BetMGM right now.
I think
let us know. I'd love to
touchdown.
Yeah, I'd love to pull it up. I'm gonna go look through the Pickett stuff real quick and see if I can find something on the NFL. Since we're wasting time at this point. Since everybody's here, we're all family. Last TDs. I'm seeing so many on ESPN. So many. So
that's right. That's one.
Okay.
So
and he said DraftKings has it.
Yeah.
There you go. So Keaton Mitchell plus 2,000 at Fanatics, FanDuel, Bally Sports, DraftKings plus 1,900. Wow. ESPN.
I don't hate that look at all. I think that's actually a really solid
all right,
look because he's going to get garbage time against the Jets.
100%. And then honestly, all right, so I said plus 2,000 is the highest. I don't know what his was. It was it was something big, right?
Plus 1,900.
Okay, so right at it. Guess who's at plus 750, Rob, for a last touchdown? Ooh. Plus 750 for Keaton Mitchell. Hard
Rock, yeah.
Those guys are drunk, just in general.
They really are. They now, to their credit, and I didn't play it, of course, because I didn't play it. They had JSN at 88.5 on Wednesday, and that line had moved up to 94.5 past the alt line already. And I was like, of course, I didn't take it at Hard Rock when I should have. So it's tricky out in there.
That's why I laughed because I saw Hard Rock at plus 750. I'm like, God, they don't know what they're doing.
That's the only book I'm going to have available to me for the whole week coming up. So you may be seeing some skeleton days for me on JTS.
Well, what I would suggest if you're going to play the Keaton Mitchell last touchdown, I'd play it for you before you leave the state, so you can play on some other books. Yes. So you're not limited on just that. All right, well let's wrap this thing up. It's been a long, fun day, but we've given you all of our full picks, and so everybody's got that. Plus the saloon shots, as there's so many that's coming in. TJ came out with a Metcalf plus 1,100, so it could be Dew Metcalf, it could be DK Metcalf. Either way, if you find a Dew Metcalf for 1,100, play him. If you find DK only, play him for 1,100. But we know his speak to text isn't always his favorite thing for sure.
Hey,
That's usually what it is.
They don't make a redneck series either, TJ. So trust me, I feel your pain, brother.
All right, let's wrap this thing up with some Survivor talk. As we had a lot of fun on Thursday, but
Yeah.
Rob, your Survivor thoughts just as a whole. I know Scott's been waiting on bated breath for this. What you got?
Yeah, first off, well done, Mark. Way to do your homework, man. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought you did really well. Alex, that adds up because like you said, DG, you have to be really good if you're going to play the middle, and he got caught. And Riz God caught him, and he's like, I know your game. I see what you're doing. And that's another player. I've told you from the beginning, you don't want him to catch on to your game because he's going to blow it up. Still like him, Savannah, and the other Sophie, I think, like she said, they are in the driver's seat. But next week, when the jury jumps up, something's big's got to happen next week. So I'm really excited for this upcoming week's show.
All right, let's give our predictions on what you think that is. Mark, I believe you gave your prediction. What was that?
Yep. Riz, the Riz God, voted off and doesn't even play the idol.
Rob?
I think they feel like they have either the Riz God or Savannah cornered. And I think Soph finds out that somebody else has an idol. She uses her advantage, and she ends up giving that advantage to one of the other two, which stretch that. Sophie is going to be getting voted off, and I think they use that knowledge is power advantage to save her. And then I think Savannah uses her extra vote to give them another number. So the jury will be like, I think that's what's going to make the jury pop, is those three will come up with a plan to escape getting voted out next week.
All right, I think you're right, because going home with an idol isn't shocking as much. And that's the only thing I was going on, because I haven't thought for myself, obviously, on this topic. So I like that thought, because it is shocking when you all of a sudden see another vote and you're like, whoa, where'd this one come from? And so, because you got to say, like, you're counting the votes, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, we have another vote. And you're like, wait, hold on. It was supposed to be tied. Like that was kind of probably their backup plan. So that would make sense, because then you would have, because you can use it as your own, right? You could, you can say, you can call somebody out. I don't know who has all the idols. I know, isn't it just somebody has an extra one, right?
Rizzo has one. Doesn't Sage have one? Because Sage was keeping something from the other Sophie. She didn't want to tell her something. I feel like Sage might have, but I could be wrong on that. Somebody else has one. I just
that
can't.
One girl,
Christina has it.
Yep. She just
Christina
the one that gave up her food. She has it.
Yep.
Yes.
She has it. That's right.
So that might be
somehow. I think they somehow get it out that she has the other idol. I think Riz uses his. I think Savannah uses hers, and then Sophie will use that knowledge as power to take her idol. And all three will be. They won't be immune. They won't be able to get voted off.
That would be crazy. I think that what happened, I think you're right on the extra vote. I don't think we're right on the actual using the idol, though, because that doesn't make you like take your breath away. Like, oh my God, jump up for getting an idol. I don't think you would need to use that many idols. I think it's going to be the extra vote that is the shocking part of it, because I think they're going to go head to head. And it should be tied, like they probably split, right? And they say, hey, well, 4 on this, 3 on the other, whatever. And then they end up having like 4 or 5 extra votes. And you're like, oh, shit.
That makes sense, because Jeff will be reading it off, and they'll think they're tied, and they're going to have to go re-vote. And then he's going to say, we're not done, pull out the other vote. And then that's how they get theirs in this one. I think, you're probably onto something with that.
We're calling it now. With our powers combined, we are Survivor Kings. They did have a question for you, and I think Mark shared a little bit. Ever auditioned for Survivor?
Yes, I have a few times, but they never called me back. I'd do it, dude. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would go. I think I would be good TV, because if you think I get fired up easily, try me with no sleep. Try me with people who are probably dumb on an island that's going to bug me the whole time. And try me with no caffeine. Like, my bloodstream has caffeine in it at all points. So you take away all 3 of those, I may throw a rock at somebody on that. So,
Throw a rock.
I love this, Robbie.
I would throw a rock at somebody.
Well, I can't hit them or I get sent home. So I would just sit in
You
the tree or
can't
something,
throw
climb
a
tree
rock,
and-
Robbie.
Can't throw rocks at him either.
If I said I was aiming for something else and it just happened to him in the back of the head, that's not my fault. That I'm a bad thrower.
All right. So will you apply for next season?
Sure, I'll try.
All right. Let's do it. Well, let's get Robbie in.
Hey, 51 was my football number. I need to get on next season. I've got to get on there.
That's probably why they haven't called. You can't come out in your interview with "I'll probably throw a rock." At somebody."
I don't say that in the interview. I ham it up for the interview. I'm such a good guy. I'm such this and this.
No, you don't need that. You gotta have some. You can't hide the crazy in the interview, but you can't say you can throw a rock though. Like that's the.
Well, I do say in the interview, if you take caffeine away from me, I'm going to be a Grinch on that island, and everybody just needs to look out.
All right, we're gonna have to coach him up, chat. We're gonna have to let him know. We can't be like, "Hey, you're gonna be a Grinch." No, I will honestly be very animated. Because animated, makes this good television, and so.
Or we just don't bring up that you're going to be missing some caffeine, which is going to make you go a little cray-cray, and just say, "Hey, I get really animated," and then when the lack of caffeine kicks in, everybody will see it.
And the first thought I had was one, the fact that y'all are all here, which shows that y'all are true G's. And listening to our stupid Survivor talk, but this is a great point by Nate, and that kind of went across my mind. If you do make the cut, this video we're done. Somebody mark it down, November 21st. Please go back and delete the video. If not, report us, tag us, whatever, and hopefully get it taken down. If I don't remember, it might give us a strike. Still worth it. We'll see Robbie on TV. But Scott has a question. Are you a good swimmer?
I am. I've been jumping off houseboats since I was 3.5 years old, so I definitely can swim.
All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna coach you up for the next one because I believe you can send it in at any time because there's 2 a year, right? Survivors.
Yeah, I think they're good for a year. Yeah.
All right. I'm feeling good about that. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get it figured out. And I do want to make a suggestion live right here. From now on, instead of doing these AI things that we're doing, Mark, we got to separate me and Robbie a little bit. We need to put a tank top on Robbie every time.
Okay.
I don't know who wore the shirt and tie today. I didn't know if that was me or Rob, so I was curious. And so
I haven't checked X today, so
we're gonna have to put the tank top on Rob. That's gonna be his character. I don't care what you put me in, but we need to get tank top Rob. Tank top Rob needs to go out on the island, on the beach, and we're going to push him.
And he'll have the Survivor logo on the front of his every single tank top.
Just don't get copyright infringement. That's the only thing I will say. Put our TV time out.
Jim and I can't spell Survivor anyway, so you're good.
Just spell it ER. Just spell it with an ER at the end.
Yeah.
Can you curl 50s, Robbie?
Yes.
Better man than me. I ain't doing that shit. I'm getting too old for that.
I get a little swing. Once you get to the 60s, I get a little swing. So they say it's not a real curl, but I can curl 50s without swinging.
All right. Well, I know somebody who is really close friends with Jeff Probst. I just thought about that. He's originally from Texas. And so, do you know who went to high school with him? And I interviewed him before he passed away. It was a sports Grizzlies interview. I can't remember the name. I think he worked for the Ringer. Anyway, he had cancer and passed away. I cannot remember his name now, but he grew up in Texas. He was close friends with Taylor Jenkins, who was the former Grizzlies coach. That's the reason I had him on. Come to find out, he was close with Jeff Probst. I found somebody else that I know that went to high school with Jeff Probst. And so I'm going to call him because we actually talked about Survivor not too long ago, a couple years ago. And so I'll have to reach out, but we'll see.
You know damn well we're going to load him up with nothing but Weekday Wager swag.
I don't think you can wear it, though. I don't think you can.
It just says, the hat says WW on it. I mean, it'd be all right.
I'm down, but I just don't know what you can and cannot wear. They always wear just no logos.
Boston Rob.
Yeah,
They wear a wrestling set all the time.
Yeah, he did wear a team. Would you wear the Navy Boston with the red lettering Boston hat?
I feel like it would be too on the nose, even though he's my favorite and one of the reasons why I got into it. No, that's his thing. It would have to be something else. I couldn't take it from him.
Go as an Anaheim Duck.
I would find a way to make a good fire.
What'd you say?
I would find a way to make a good fire with that.
Have you ever tried the is it Flint?
The Flint starter?
Yeah, Flint.
Have you ever done it?
No,
well, we need to have you in your audition.
All right.
Using the Flint starter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We've got to there's some work that we got to do.
Let's start be real. They're going to have me cutting down. They're going to have me cutting down limbs and hauling limbs from place to place. They're not going to worry about me starting a fire.
The more skills you have, the more you increase your value.
Is it though? Because they like people who can't make fires. It gives them something to cheer on.
Look,
I think you play dumb and accidentally listen, I've never done this.
And then just magically.
Yes. We did it together. Thank you. I never knew how to do that. Thank you for teaching me. Now we're best friends.
Yeah.
Tell me all your secrets. I will slit your throat later.
I think that would be my worst part. That would be my worst part would be because I think my face shows if I don't like somebody or not. And they'd be like, who do you think we're voting off of? I don't like so-and-so over there.
Yeah.
They got to go. Y'all remember Rupert? Y'all kind of remember Rupert from the first season?
Tie-dye Rupert?
I feel like Rudy. Sorry. Rudy from the old Marine or Navy SEAL, the old guy who was just always pissed off.
Yes.
Made it to the final three.
Yeah.
I feel like he and I would share very similar similarities in this game.
That might be a challenge because
it'd just be dry.
The game has changed so drastically.
I know, but people want some of that old school back in it. I think I would be good to have some old school brought back in it.
Listen, any old school nostalgia always wins at this point everywhere. But yes, I'm excited. We went way over our time, and I don't care because
we did.
This has been fun. But
nostalgia is our demographic.
Yeah, exactly. We are nostalgic. Truly. All right. Well, that's going to be all we have. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Sunday night, Miss Kim asked, we will do a show Sunday night. I don't know if Rob will be joining us. I would assume not.
Probably not.
But it will be me and Mark. Maybe we'll find the third man. We'll find somebody. Maybe not. Maybe we have to find somebody who has some ties to some TV drama shows. I'll make the phone call after this show. See if we can get him to show up. Maybe give us an inside tease to the new show. What's it called again, Mark? Seabass's show, his wife's show.
Traders.
Oh, the Traders.
Traders. Thank you. We talked about it yesterday, so I knew you remembered. I forgot. I'm an idiot. Like I said, been one of those days. All right, we'll see everybody Sunday night at halftime. Make sure you tune in.
Do that NFL Overdrive. Get your Overdrive plays in.
Yep, and go check out our shorts. I think they're funny. I think you'll laugh, and you'll see the very ends of every short seem to be a little comical. Somebody threw in some kind of funny comment, and we all make fun of each other throughout the way. Especially the love child of who is that? You made the love child.
Dan Campbell's love child.
Jameson Williams.
Hey man, if you got some toilet time, you want to get yourself away, that's a perfect amount of time to watch those shorts.
Some toilet time, watching the Overdrive shorts in between time for your naughty novels. There's a lot that can happen there. We'll see everybody Sunday night.